Watching Ma Long play is like watching a master artist at work. The beautiful form, impeccable technique, it's poetry in motion. But this video isn't actually about what Ma Long does during a rally. It's about something the Chinese national team found in the space between rallies, when the ball is on the floor, not on the table. What they found was a secret hidden rhythm in the seconds Ma Long took in between points, and this was directly tied to whether he won or lost the games. So today we're going to be pulling back the curtain on that discovery, and I'm going to show you how to find your own winning rhythm, just like Ma Long, so you can control the pace of the game, manage your mental state, and win more matches. And speaking of getting a competitive edge, if you love the science of table tennis, make sure you stick around because I'm going to show you how to get free access to my monthly research roundup email packed with the latest studies regarding table tennis. So let's dive in. First up, let's talk about the time in between points. The Chinese national team analyzed this relentlessly with lots of footage of all their top players, and what they found with Ma Long was fascinating. When he was at his best, he kept a consistent rhythm, taking about 31 seconds in between points, but when he was losing, he would start rushing without even realizing it, and his time would drop to as low as 17 seconds. His performance suffered because his rhythm was off. So the first step for you is simply to become aware of your own pace. Record one of your matches and time yourself in between points. Is your pace consistent or does it vary wildly? Are you the one actively controlling the tempo or are you letting your opponent dictate it? Once you have this awareness, you can start making strategic choices. Do you quicken the pace to apply pressure when you're ahead? Or if you're losing, do you need to intentionally slow things down to regroup and recalibrate? The great news is there's specific tools baked right into the rules of the game that help you do this. You just have to take advantage of them. Exhibit A is your towel breaks and timeouts. Every 6 points, you're allowed a brief towel break. This means that if the combined score is a multiple of 6, you can step away from the table briefly to towel off before play continues. Now, this is more than just a chance to wipe away sweat. It's a mental and physical reset. So make sure you take advantage of these little mini breaks, especially if you're falling behind and are feeling pressure. A lot of players at the club level do not take these breaks, so you can give yourself an edge by utilizing them. Now for timeouts, research has shown that taking a timeout when you're in a negative momentum situation is a powerful way to recover psychologically and shift the match back in your favor. So if you're falling behind in points during an important game, consider taking a timeout to slow your opponent down. Or if you're ahead in points, but your opponent is on a hot streak and closing the gap, you can use a timeout to break that rhythm and solidify your lead. Many players, myself included, rarely take timeouts during casual club nights, but that's exactly when you should be taking them. Get comfortable with using timeouts when the stakes are low, so when it comes time for a tournament, you know how to use them effectively. All right, let's get tactical with some general strategies that you can use in any match. First, you need to own your readiness. Don't let your opponent rush you. If they're the one serving and you're not ready yet, hold up your hand to make them wait for a moment until you are ready. It's common courtesy and most people will do that no problem. Here's another subtle yet powerful technique that I found through trial and error over time. It's all about how you give the ball back to your opponent when it's their turn to serve. So if you have to go fetch the ball, I used to just go get the ball and I'd toss it back to my opponent from a distance and then walk back to the table. Problem is, as soon as they catch that ball, their service ritual kind of begins and they're thinking and getting set up and preparing. You're still walking back to the table. And then by the time you get back to the table, they're ready to serve and you might feel a little bit rushed. And sometimes players take advantage of that too, I've noticed. So what you should do instead is go get the ball, walk back to the table, get in the ready position, maybe take a breath, then toss them the ball. By doing this, you're controlling the pace of play and letting them know that the next point will begin when you are ready. The next thing you should do is make sure you've developed a pre-performance routine. This is a sequence of thoughts and actions you do before every single point. It could be a couple of small bounces, a deep breath, and a positive mantra like I'm ready or let's go. These routines are incredibly effective at reducing your instances of choking under pressure because they're automatic. You've practiced them so many times, they become a familiar comfort in a high-stakes situation. Now, I have a very detailed guide on how to develop a pre-performance routine in my book, so make sure you pick up a copy if you haven't already. So to recap all this, find your winning rhythm, take your breaks strategically, and utilize pre-performance routines. These are the keys to controlling the pace of play and winning more matches. And if you found these tips useful and you like geeking out on the science of table tennis, make sure you check out my free monthly research roundup email in the loop. In this email, I dive deep into studies on everything from a player's mindset to the physics of spin, different ball types, analysis of top-level players, nutrition, and more. It's packed with actionable insights to help you improve your game. To join, just click the link in the description below. It's completely free and it's the best way to stay ahead of the competition. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like the video and subscribe so you don't miss future content. And as always, may the spin be with you.